Welcome back. We're back working on this thing. It's now frigid. I wouldn't say it's quite Hoth-like. We're in the above zero, but it's cold. It's less motivating to work on this thing and less enjoyable, I guess. But we are here today to swap out control arms, which I guess is both productive for the car itself, for the project. It's also productive for the business side of things, because the ball joint on these, like many other vehicles, is integrated into the control arm. This is a non-serviceable part. To replace the ball joint, you got to replace the whole arm. And last I checked, the arms are NLA or hard to get if you do find them, and expensive, very expensive. You can replace the inner bushings, but you cannot replace this this ball joint. Best case, the grease dries out, wears out, whatever, and you inject new grease by sticking it through a needle through the rubber boot in the bottom here, or you drill and tap a little grease zerk on the top, but then you risk getting metal shavings in there. But what I've come up with is this guy, which is a CNC machined, or for those that use metonyms, this is a billet control arm, and it has this replaceable ball joint, which you can get at the auto parts store or at the dealership or on Rock Auto for as little as $6 if you like buying cheap parts. Otherwise it's about 16 bucks for middle of the road stuff and 40 bucks for high-end stuff. But the nice thing about this is that it's an OE replacement, but it's also much stronger and better looking and serviceable. It fits the OEM inside rubber bushings, which means it also fits aftermarket inside rubber bushings. The other cool thing is that with the help of another forum member on Super Forums, a guy who goes by Sixpack, was able to find a OEM uniball joint. This is much like a Heim joint, but without the threaded shank. Instead it has this outer sleeve and it presses in. Now this, which is an OEM unmodified part, just so happens to be the right diameter, and it presses into here like it's supposed to, which means it also presses into the OEM arms. But this is a good alternative for individuals that are looking for the precise suspension articulation of a Heim joint with the service life of an OEM part that is greased and sealed with rubber boots. But what that means is, with this arm, the end user has the option to run OEM rubber, aftermarket poly, or these. OEM rubber being the smoothest, most OE feel, obviously, poly being the stiffer upgrade, and these being the like track-oriented, no forgiveness, but most precise steering, or most precise suspension articulation. So today we're test fitting this, doing like the final test fit and everything. I of course modeled this off of a OEM arm with the CMM and some manual measurement on some stuff, but this ball joint is exactly the same as that. I actually went through several different ball joints trying to find the right one, but this has the same threads, it has the same taper, same shank diameter, and most importantly, well, besides the fact that the taper is the same, because the taper is not the same, it obviously does not fit, period. But it has the same distance from the center line of the ball, the pivot point, to the seating diameter on the taper, which means it does not change the suspension geometry on this. It is completely stock. Well, here it is installed. I really didn't anticipate having any fitment issues with this, to be honest, just because it's such a simple part. It doesn't really have any complex features or geometries. No, the most complex part would have been this socket here for the ball joint to press in, and even that was pretty straightforward. It needs to be this diameter, this thickness, needs to be this far down.